Doing a mic check.
I'll send your sister.
What's gonna happen is I'm gonna be interviewed by my fiance, Jules. She's gonna become famous after this. There's no going back. And she's gonna ask me some questions about the year, what I'm looking forward to, what I want to leave behind. And if you want to see more of her, there was a vlog a while back in which she gets a proper introduction. No, I don't want to mention it. Don't watch the vlog, please don't. And yeah, so thank you guys again, and please enjoy the talk. This is an end of the year interview. She's interviewing me because she doesn't like it when things are all about her, which I think is very fair and I think is much healthier than what I'm doing. So we had a nice year, and we just had Christmas last week and New Year's tomorrow, and you had some nice questions on our walk, which I didn't really answer very well. So we thought, let's do it, record it, so then I don't have to make a podcast this weekend and we can spend more time together. So what you got?
Yeah, I guess you're so good at holding space for others. I think it's more than about time that people get to hear a little bit more about you. So the first thing, I guess, as we get towards the end of the year is what you're wanting to leave behind as we enter this new year. What you're not taking with you.
Yeah. So I briefly answered this before, or briefly, very unbriefly.
Just gonna have to repeat yourself.
Yeah, I rambled a lot trying to find what I wanted to leave behind this year. And the main thing for me is resentment and looking at the world through a more suspicious lens, and this critiquing that I'm pretty good at, like I do it, and then I don't feel very good about myself. And I once heard someone say that you shouldn't criticize, but you should create. So I am going to try to be less suspicious of people's motives and more see the beauty in them, in the people that is. And then I want to be more creative in letting beauty flourish and truth and goodness.
Are there already any mediums and ways in which you feel like you would want to create more, apart from arts and crafts with me?
Arts and crafts, I'm very bad at. Well, I actually started to find a new definition of creativity, because when I was growing up, I always thought I was very uncreative. Because when we had arts and crafts class, I was really bad at it, partially because of a lack of motivation and ego, but also just because I wasn't very talented in that sense. But somehow that got equated to creativity for me in my mind. Whereas I found out doing this whole YouTube thing and writing, university and stuff, that I actually really like creating things. It makes me feel really good. Like when I make presentations, time passes by super quick because I'm really excited about the vision of it. So what is that going to look like creatively? I want to write a bit more. I'm already doing that more in general, writing down ideas. I carry now a little pocket notebook, which is really fun, and I write down ideas that are worth capturing to continue the podcast and doing that in more full force. I'm writing my thesis for my bachelor about monotheism in Egypt, or kind of like unified polytheism. That's like, it's restrained in a way, but it also, that's what you need for creativity, as the great Karen Wong once spoke. Boundaries. So yeah, those are just some examples, but I think in general, just having a more creative way of going through life. I think we give gifts to each other, and she's really good at making them super special and handcrafted and changing things in the house, and I want to do more of that. Also maybe just in cooking. Although I think I should get you got the basics down and then you start getting creative.
Yeah.
So kind of got to get the basics down first, which brings me to this idea that I was playing with that you're not going to like because it's really stupid and intellectual, but it's that the masculine might precede the feminine.
So structure before dynamic
Beautiful.
creation.
That's it. Because I think you need the discipline in order to become creative. So
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we were talking about it this morning. We were practicing yoga with your sister, and later on we had a chat about different teachers, and that you notice when teachers don't have a clear foundation. And I think foundation comes with discipline and structure and following a tradition. And then you get to deviate a little bit to become a bit more your own person in your teaching. But I think you notice it when people don't have a clear foundation to build from. So let's do that with cooking.
Yeah, let's do that with cooking. I thought about it also in the Adam and Eve story, where God creates Adam and then Eve is made from his rib or something.
Yeah.
So then the masculine precedes the feminine also. Pretty cool.
Shiva Shakti.
Shiva Shakti. The real ones will know. Okay, so yeah, that's the main thing I'm leaving behind. In general, I think this idea of like rebirth is good. So leaving behind older selves that no longer serve you, like you would say. Leaving behind parts of myself that are not helping me become better. So I'm trying to get closer to the good. And in order to do that, I gotta leave behind more of the bad. So I hope and I pray that I have the humility and the self-reflection to, cast out those demons.
I think you're quite good at that.
I don't want to say I am, because then I'm already losing. That's Plato's listening.
Okay. All right, so that's what you're leaving behind.
Yeah.
We've already started touching upon what you're taking with you. Anything else you want to add?
To look forward to? Or to take with me?
More so lessons that you've gathered from this year that you find do serve you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I started to rediscover play this year in a major way, discovering that I actually really like football. I mean, I've always done that in my life, but I was afraid of football because I had a lot of ego attached to it as a kid, teenager especially. Also, alcohol was tied into it, so not a great mix. But yeah, I rediscovered that I love play, so I want to continue playing. And I want to employ this idea of play in everyday life as well. So in conversations, to play more. Because I think it's foundational to development, and I think adults often forget to do it. And we forget how to play. And I think he said the other day that we are kind of like remembering what we knew when we were children. That's also something I want to work on, just to remember and re-embody that childlike spirit and the way to move. Also, I'm working on my mobility, flexibility. It's very important to me because I'm quite tall, and I've been doing like so much weightlifting in the last 7 years. And even though I started yoga 2 years ago, there's extra work to be done. So I started it a couple of weeks ago, but I want to really continue that and become a real mover, and not just aesthetically looking like I move, but actually want to function. So
okay,
yeah,
cool. What are you most, I don't know if it's proud of or grateful for, but something that you look back on from this year that you're really content with?
Ooh, spilled water. Engaged. Epic moment. That was really beautiful because, when I was 18, 4 years ago, or 19 even, I started developing the vision to become a married person.
Pinterest
board, become married, find someone that enriches my life. And it's so cool that this seed of an idea has become manifest in reality. took for 3 years. Now that we're together for 2 years. This time. Or almost 2 years. But so that's something I'm really content with. I'm very content that I started a podcast. You know, whatever the views, I think that it's been such a tremendous learning experience. I want to personally thank all my guests. I'm not going to name all of them because then I'm definitely going to forget one of them. It's just not worth it.
Start beef with someone.
But yeah, just so many awesome conversations online and offline. That's something I'm really content with. Yeah, just in general content with this year that I started building community in my region, in my direct environment, whereas before I was more like drifting a bit digitally, and now, well, even online I've started creating more of a community with the people I talk to, but really most of the conversations I have that are offline and that those are the most meaningful ones is pretty clear to me because when you look someone in the eyes it's even more special. So I also hope to see my guests in real life at some point. But yeah, that's something I'm super content with. Also, the football is such a community place.
Yeah.
People from all over the world. Yeah, that I'm happy with, and just in general, being close to my family, and you and your parents and our friends. Yeah, mostly the human connection, the engagement, and just physically been doing very well. A lot of training, and I'm grateful that I'm able to. It's not normal. So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't take that for granted.
Never.
What are you most excited about for what's coming next year for you?
Next year, getting married, gonna be epic.
Yeah.
And that's definitely gonna be the highlight.
Okay.
So, other things, some I can talk about, some I can't talk about. Projects, excited. Hopefully finishing my bachelor degree in Egyptology. It's been 3 interesting years, good years for me, but it's sometimes difficult because it's a full-time thing. It impedes me from working on other things and working in general. Just I really like also the job I have part-time, but I can't work it so much sometimes. And yeah, engaging in new projects and putting even more time on YouTubes. And so, yeah, I'm very happy about finishing that. And I'm just excited to really continue this, to continue this exploration that I've really been diving into, connecting with human beings and exploring ideas. And I think it's really good that I started shutting up, started listening more. I've been learning so much more through that. Yeah, so that's something I'm super excited for. In general, I'm just excited about, I really love daily life. I know you really like also this week off and stuff, but daily life for me is everything. I look so much forward to the little things, training, and still going to school. I like going to school a lot for the social aspect. Learning languages. I'm learning Portuguese, maybe Italian later on in the year. But many things to be excited for, and again, the main thing is the wedding and the honeymoon. But yeah, excited to do everything and to do it better than last time, and to just continue to get closer to that potential self or Christ or whatever you're not allergic to. And yeah, I don't mind it. So that's it.
Yeah, I think it's really great. It's a great gift you have to not value the extraordinary more than the mundane. That it's really what you say that, yeah, the wedding will be great, and we're both super excited about it.
Yeah.
But, I know that you're genuinely almost as excited to just get home and go to the gym again and go to our supermarket and have our cozy evenings. And
Yeah.
I think you're so good at seeing the value of it while you're in it. I think sometimes people have to like move into a new life phase to realize how great it was before.
Yeah,
or
the good times.
yeah. And I think you are very aware of when the good times are, which for us is often.
Yeah.
Quite lucky with that.
Yeah.
I think you're better at me than me at it.
Yeah.
So it's your good constant reminder to be here.
Well, I think that's in a way not true, because I think you're more present than I am, so but we don't have to battle that
I
one
think
out.
I'm more present than you are sometimes, and I think you're more grateful than I am often.
Okay. We can exchange.
Okay.
Exchanges.
We'll
Exchange.
make something.
Awesome. Do you have any more? Anything more? More questions?
No, I don't want to talk anymore.
She doesn't want to talk anymore.
I don't know, anything else you want to... Do you want to talk about your vision for the podcast? Or you've
Vision
already
board.
touched upon that?
The vision is consistency, baby.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that looking back on the last, how many podcasts I've been on, like 25 or something, that's 25 weeks. And that's, that's almost half a year of uploading every week, no matter what. It was Christmas last week. We banged it out before the Christmas dinner, me and my brother.
Sorry.
New Year's Eve tomorrow, we're doing it again. And that consistency piles up. And they say that people often overestimate what they can do in the short term, but they underestimate what they can do in the long term. And I've been trying to implement that, everything in my life. You can't stop thinking about it.
I'm not going to recover.
Shout out to
that.
Aaron. Banging it out. Banging out the content.
Solid.
And this is a close for the year. Thank you for watching, listening. My small but loyal viewers. My small but loyal viewership is awesome. I'm happy that you guys think it's worth listening to. And I hope to live up to, what I want to live up to, which is like connecting with humans and ideas, and doing that in a way that is insightful and that actually helps people to grow and to learn new perspectives, and to become wiser more than anything, to learn how to love better, and to be beautiful. So thank you guys. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas, belated Christmas. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Jules, thank you. I'll give you the last word.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for finally speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to Jules a bit. She didn't want to do an interview about her. Maybe it will come someday. But thanks to her. Thanks to you guys. And a sincere Happy New Year. We'll see you back next week. Peace.